The text provides a detailed overview of the manner in which members of a legislative council and assembly in a state are elected and the qualifications required for membership. It outlines the election process, distinguishing between elected and nominated members, and highlights the terms and conditions of membership within the Legislative Assembly and Council. The Legislative Assembly operates on a 5-year term, subject to the governor's authority for dissolution, while the Legislative Council is a permanent body with staggered elections. Furthermore, the text elaborates on the qualifications and disqualifications for being elected to these legislative bodies, including age, citizenship, and specific conditions that may lead to disqualification. Highlights ballot box with ballot indirect elections. 5/6 of legislative council members are elected indirectly. Calendar term of assembly. Legislative assembly has a normal term of 5 years. Balance scale role of the governor. The governor can dissolve the assembly before the 5-year term. Globe qualifications. Members must be Indian citizens aged 25, assembly, or 30, council. Prohibited disqualifications. Certain conditions can disqualify individuals from membership. Anti-clockwise arrows continuing council. Legislative council is a permanent body with staggered elections. Speaking head nominations. The governor nominates members with special knowledge in various fields. Key insights bar graph election composition. The Legislative Council's composition reflects a diverse electoral base, with significant representation from local bodies, graduates, and teachers. This structure is designed to ensure that different sectors of society have a voice in governance. The proportional representation system, utilizing a single transferable vote, encourages a more equitable representation of views and interests. Calendar dissolution and emergency provisions. The automatic dissolution of the Legislative Assembly after 5 years promotes accountability and responsiveness to the electorate. However, the provision for extending the Assembly's term during a national emergency raises questions about the balance between political stability and democratic principles. The requirement for re-elections within 6 months after an emergency illustrates the importance of returning to normalcy in governance. Classical building permanent nature of the council. The continuing nature of the Legislative Council ensures institutional stability, allowing for experienced members to contribute over longer terms. With 1/3 of members retiring every 2 years, the council benefits from a blend of continuity and fresh perspectives, which can enhance legislative effectiveness while still fostering innovation in policymaking. Scroll stringent qualifications. The qualifications set forth for members of the state legislature emphasize the importance of citizen engagement and informed representation. By requiring members to take an oath of allegiance to the Constitution, it underscores the commitment to democratic values and national integrity. The age requirements also reflect a desire for a certain level of maturity and experience in political affairs. Balance scale disqualification criteria. The disqualification criteria serve as safeguards to maintain the integrity of the legislative bodies. By excluding individuals with a history of election-related offenses or those holding offices of profit, the legislation aims to prevent conflicts of interest and ensure that elected representatives act in the best interests of their constituents. Globe inclusivity in representation. The provisions allowing members of scheduled castes and tribes to contest reserved and non-reserved seats promote inclusivity. This approach acknowledges the historical marginalization of these communities and attempts to ensure their representation in state governance. It reflects a commitment to social justice and the importance of diverse voices in legislative discussions. Anti-clockwise arrows ongoing legislative evolution. The text indicates that the composition of the Legislative Council is not final and can be modified by Parliament. This flexibility allows for the adaptation of the electoral system in response to changing societal needs and political landscapes, ensuring that the legislative process remains relevant and effective over time. In conclusion, the detailed examination of the election process, terms, qualifications, and disqualifications for state legislative bodies underscores the complexity and importance of representative democracy. It highlights the mechanisms in place to ensure that governance is carried out by qualified individuals who are accountable to the electorate, while also allowing for the evolving nature of legislative representation in response to societal changes. The structure aims to balance stability with the need for fresh ideas, ensuring that the voices of all segments of society are heard in the legislative process. Make an interactive happening video. Here's a powerful and engaging video creation prompt in Hindi for high-end animated video content to explain the topic interactively. Prompt for video creation, Hindi, high-end animation, title. Bharata Mem Raja Vidhanamandala Mem Sadasyata Aura Kunava Prakriya Scene 1, Introduction. 1. Animation showing a map of India highlighting a state's legislative assembly and council building. Bharata Mem Raja Vidhanamandala Du Sadanam Se Milakara Banata Hai. Vidhan Sabha Aura Vidhan Parishad. Yaha Video Apako Unikate Kunava Prakriya Aura Sadasyata Ki Yogyata K Bear Mem Batiga. Scene 2, Indirect Elections for Legislative Council. 1. Animated diagram of a single transferable vote system with local bodies, teachers, and graduates casting votes. Ballot box with ballot Vidhana Parishad K5/6 Sadasya Apratyaksa Rupa Se Kun Jate Hyam, Vidhana Parishad K Sadasya Visesa Rupa Se Vibhina Nirvakana Nikayam Devara Kun Jate Hyam. Jisamam Stania Nikayam. Snataka Aura Siksakam Ka Samavesa Hoda Hay. Scene 3. Term of Legislative Assembly. 1. Clock animation depicting a 5-year term with a calendar flipping through years. Calendar Vidhanasabha Ka Karyakala. 5 Sala, Vidhanasabha Ka Samanya Karyakala Panka Varsam Ka Hoda Hay. Scene 4. Governor's Role and Dissolution. 1. Animation of a governor's figure dissolving the assembly. Rajyapala Vidhanasabha Ko Karyakala Samapta Hone Se Pahale Bonga Kara Sakate Hyam. Scene 5. Qualifications for membership. 1. Characters representing members with a minimum age of 25 for the assembly and 30 for the council. Globe Yogyata. 25 Sala, Vidhanasabha, 30 Sala, Vidhana Parishad. Sadasyata K Lai Nagarakata Aura I Vavasyakatam Nirdarita Hyam. Scene 6, Disqualifications. 1. Animated red stamp over a member holding an office of profit or engaging in election malpractices. Prohibited Ayogyata. Kunavi Anyamatata Aura Laba K Pada. Scene 7, Staggered Elections for Legislative Council. 1. An animated cycle showing 1/3 of members retiring every 2 years. Vidhana Parishad Ka Eka Tihai Hissa Hara Du Sala Mem Savanivarta Hoda Hay. Scene 8, Inclusivity and Representation. 1. Animated characters from scheduled castes and tribes contesting reserved and non-reserved seats. Araksita Siddham Samaja K Sabi Vargam Ki Bagadari Sunischita Kurati Hyam. Scene 9, Oath of Allegiance. 1. Animation showing a member taking an oath holding the Constitution. Sabi Sadasya Sanvidana K Prati Nistha Ki Sapatha Leet Hyam. Scene 10, Conclusion and Flexibility of Legislative Structure. 1. Animation showing Parliament modifying the Legislative Council composition. Vidhana Parishad Ki Sanrakana Sansada Devara Badali Yasakati Hai. Jasays Samayat K Satha Isamam Badalava Ki Gunjasa Bani Rahati Hai. Scene 11, Call to Action. 1. Bright, dynamic ending animation with ballots, legislative chambers, and the Indian flag. Bharatiya Lokatantra Ki Jatilata Aura Vividata Ko Samaja, Saksarata Aura Bagadari Se Majabuta Karam. Apaki Aveza. Apaki Takata. Voda Karam. Jagaruka Banam. Aura Lokatantra Ko Majabuti Dem. Ending prompt. For high-end AI video creation in Hindi.